My name's Rob Huggins and I am the Chief Executive of Liberdade.
And what is Liberdade, or who is Liberdade?
So Liberdade is a disability arts organisation that I founded with a group of 8 young people with learning disabilities basically 20 years ago in 2003. What is Liberdade? So I was lucky enough to do some work in Brazil with a company called Apacharo, who were the only company of professional dancers in the northeast of Brazil with a learning disability at the time. And I was choreographing a piece of work with them, and after a rehearsal one day, I was just chatting to them about what it meant for them to be in their organisation, their company. And they said, oh, Rob, it gives us Liberdade, it gives us freedom, and actually means liberty, I think. And I really, really like that idea, that being involved in a company or the governance of an organisation can provide people with choice and control over their lives. And from kind of the experiences that I'd had working within the disability arts sector, prior to my trip to Brazil, I knew that choice was a massive thing and something that people often didn't have any control over whatsoever within their lives. So I had this idea of coming back and starting an apprenticeship scheme to give a group of young people that opportunity, and that's what we did. So found this amazing group of 8 people, started Liberdade, and for the first, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 years, we basically delivered an apprenticeship scheme. So those people learnt about finance, they learnt about facilitation skills, so delivering workshops and training to other people. They learnt performance skills, business skills, and learn how to run an organisation. And then it came to about 2008, and we decided actually it was time to become an independent company in our own right. So we created Liberdade Northeast CIC, and in April 2008, we became independent, and at the same time, loads of people were queuing up outside Northern Rock banks to try and get their money out because it was a massive financial crash, and the biggest funder in the Northeast had just kind of ceased to be. And so we were like, oh, that's not ideal. We better have a bit more of an enterprising approach. We better try and earn as much money as we can to try and sustain ourselves longer than a few weeks. So we started some more programs of work for more people with learning disabilities, and people used what's called direct payments. So that's money that they got from the local authority to buy their support, buy their care. And people at the time, and still now, can choose what they do with that money within reason. So some people chose to come to Liberdade and take part in our programs, which was great. And actually, we still work with lots of those people today now. A really important kind of bit of punctuation in that journey was in 2010. So we were running those programs, and we got to the point where we were earning enough money to survive. We didn't really need any funding at all, which is really odd for an arts organisation. We were quite uncomfortable with it, and so we all sat down and we did a load of workshops and had a load of conversations with our company members and said, this is your organisation, what do you want to do with it? And they came up with 4 really clear objectives. Objective number 1 was they wanted to provide the opportunities that they'd had for other young people with learning disabilities, which was great. Yeah, absolutely, we can do that. Number 2 was they wanted their own building. So they wanted a community/cultural building that they could invite the community into, because they really valued the relationships that they'd built up in the spaces that we'd used over the years with members of those communities. So I sort of completely understood why they wanted to do that. Number 3, they really, people really wanted to have a role and a responsibility within those buildings, so a job basically. And so absolutely, we can make that happen, that's no problem. And number 4 was they wanted more opportunities to perform. And at the time, actually, there wasn't very many platform performances or opportunities that we would make work, and then actually there wasn't very many places that we could go and put that work on. And it was really, it was great to get such a clear kind of mandate from our company members to go, well, this is what we're going to be doing for the next few years, and that's taken us sort of to where we are today.